It's mid-March, and spring is just beginning to poke its head out here on the moors. What a beautiful time to be roaming around on a new mission for the Dartmoor podcast. Today, I'm looking for one of my favourite birds, the rare and secretive lesser-spotted woodpecker. To find one of these mysterious little buggers is no easy task, but if everything aligns as I hope it will, we'll get a glimpse of one today. I should mention at this point that I'm not packing any serious optical equipment, so if you're expecting some stunning Attenborough-esque documentary shots of these shy little birds, you're going to be disappointed. But if you want to know how to find a little woodpecker of your own, then you have come to exactly the right place. I'll start by explaining why the lesser-spotted woodpecker is such a tricky bird to find. Firstly, they're just rare. There just aren't very many of them, and certainly not many on Dartmoor. This wonderful tome shows that they could only be found in a handful of places back in 2013, and I can assure you with near certainty that there are even fewer now. That's a depressing map, isn't it? Secondly, they are sneaky. The lesser spot, as all the cool birders call them, is one of nature's introverts. They range over a large area, like to stay high up amongst the leaves, and don't make a lot of noise. Thirdly, the layman will easily confuse them with their common cousin, the great spotted woodpecker. I expect most people would open their bird book, take a look at the pictures of these two, and go, nope, not telling those apart. But there is one key difference that perhaps doesn't come across in these pictures, and it's also the fourth reason why the lesser spotted woodpecker is hard to see. They're tiny. You see, the name lesser spotted doesn't mean that it's seen less often, though in this case that's certainly true, nor does it mean that it has fewer spots. It means that it's much smaller, the lesser spotted woodpecker. The great spotted woodpecker is a big bold chap about the size of a blackbird, whereas the lesser spotted is only about the size of a sparrow. So how do we go about finding a tiny, shy, rare bird that hides in the treetops in large areas of woodland? Well, luckily for us, there is a short window right at this time of year when the lesser spot lets its guard down and decides to call and drum to attract a mate. And serendipitously, this is also the time of year when the leaves aren't quite out on the trees, so you can actually see them. But even then, there's no guarantee of success. That's the beauty of birding though, right? To give myself the best chance of finding one of these little darlings, I will need to get out early, and the best way to do this is certainly by camping out. Can there be anything better than waking up on Dartmoor on a cold spring morning? Listen, that's a drumming woodpecker. What a wonderful sound echoing up from the valley in the morning air. But that's a great spotted woodpecker. A short burst of drumming, loud and confident. The lesser spotted creates a softer but more sustained rattle. Hopefully I can demonstrate that in a bit. Now I can't tell you the exact location here, because the lesser spotted woodpecker is protected. I'm not sure that egg collectors are much of a thing these days, but overzealous photographers certainly are. A few years ago, I was taking a spring walk through the woods near here and heard a lesser spotted woodpecker calling from near the path up ahead. When I rushed forward to try and catch a glimpse, I found a bloke playing woodpecker calls on his phone, trying to lure them in for a photo. Now I'm in place, and it's just a case of waiting and listening. I've got my ear open for a shrill little laughing call or some quiet drumming. There. Listen, there's that drumming, softer but longer than the great spots. Last year, at this same place, we got some photos too. Almost certainly the same bird I'm watching today. The GoPro doesn't do this justice, but those were some of the best views of these woodpeckers I've ever had. A pair of them drumming, calling, chasing each other around. It looks like there could be some baby woodpeckers on the way. Fingers crossed. And that's all there is to it. I highly recommend scheduling a lesser spotted woodpecker pilgrimage into your diary for early March next year. You won't regret it. See you next time.